What's up, guys? We back and we making boom Rieu again. We keeping it real authentic on this episode. This is my third time making it. First time I got yelled at because it wasn't the right way. The second time I used a jar. That's probably not the best. And this time we're doing it real authentic. We keeping it real authentic with the most traditional way of making it. All right, we got 2 pounds of pork neck bones here that we're gonna drop into our boiling water so we can parboil these. A cleaning process for a cleaner taste and a cleaner broth. About 20 minutes, and we're gonna rinse with cold water, and we're gonna get it back into our stock pot with our high quality H2O, 5 liters of water, 2 pounds of pork neck bones. Bring it up to a low simmer, and this is going to be our stock. All right, these are rice paddy crabs I found at the Vietnamese market. The most traditional way of making it. You need to have these crabs. Luckily, at the local Vietnamese market, they have these frozen. 1 pack. We're going to hit it with some salt to kind of clean it out a little bit. Freshwater Cua Dong rice paddy crabs, and these are from Vietnam. So rinse them in some salt, and then we're going to rinse all that liquid off, and we're going to start extracting the eggs from these bad boys. So you want to pop open that thing, open up the crabs, and then we're going to try to get out all the roe, as much roe as we can here. It's going to be difficult. These things are tiny, but this is a must for boom Rieu. And you can tell it's not the freshest because the guts are usually orange. But since these are frozen, it's a hit or miss. Nonetheless, still tasty. So extract as much as you can from all these little crabs. They don't really have much meat. So what we're working with here, we're trying to get all the roe for our meatballs. I got 4 shrimps here. And we're going to pop the head open and squeeze out the roe, the brain, whatever that is. Beautiful orange color. Get that into a bowl and save the shrimp heads along with the crab carcass. Next, we're going to get our saucepan, and we're going to dump all the crab carcasses along with the shrimp heads in there, and we're going to bring it up to a low simmer with some high quality H2O because we will be using this for our stock. And as you can see, the eggs and all that goodness is going to rise to the top. So keep sifting all those light, fluffy eggs at the top and transfer it to the same bowl with all the guts from earlier. Here, a lot of people like to blend the crabs so you can extract more eggs, but I don't have a blender, so it's okay. Just get all the dead bodies into the water, and we're gonna keep extracting the eggs, the flavor, the texture. So do this a couple times. It's going to keep rising to the top, and we're going to keep doing it until the broth runs clear. Obviously, try to keep any shells and hard bits out of the sifting process. So I did this, I think, about 4 times until the broth ran clear. That's about an hour in for our pork bones, and that is the goodness there. 1 hour in our main stock pot, we're going to take out our pork neck bones and we're going to set these aside because we can use them to eat. And an hour is perfect cooking time where the meat is tender but not too tender, so it still has some texture left. So extract these bad boys and we're left with just a nice clean pork broth down below. Next, we're going to drain all that beautiful seafood crab stock into our main pork broth. And we extracted all the eggs and guts and brains from everything. And now we extracted all the flavor into that high quality H2O. And we're going to add it into that pork greatness. And now we have a beautiful stock. All right, all the guts, all the glory. We're going to add 1/2 pound of ground pork, 1 cup of white crab meat, 2 heaping tablespoons of paprikash, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of high quality nước mắm, and freshly cracked black pepper. And we're going to mix everything together to form a nice paste, meatball-like texture. And this is the superstar of the dish. Set that in the fridge and let's prepare our tomatoes. Beautiful red tomatoes, giving this dish a nice red color. You know, walking in Vietnam, you see the tomatoes float on top of the broth. It's a beautiful broth, a beautiful dish. Top 3 Vietnamese noodle dish. Get it into a pan with some hot oil, a tablespoon of fish sauce, tablespoon of paprikash, and 1/2 tablespoon of fine chili powder. And sog it up just a tad bit, adding your freshly cracked black pepper. And we're going to drop all that into our pork and seafood broth. Give that a mix and let's season this bad boy with some rock sugar, salt, and you know that fish sauce is going in. Bring that up to a medium boil and we're going to just scoop in our meatball Rieu greatness. Kind of a lazy way here. Doesn't really matter. Some people like to make nice balls. Some people like to make nice football shape. But you can just scoop it in. And if it breaks, it'll be okay. Not the end of the world, everybody. So get that in. I like to add it as you go because you don't want the pot filled with old meatballs. So kind of do it as you go. Green onions, you know we got to chop that up. Cilantro, you know we got to chop that up. For our garnishes, oh, what's that? A jalo jing. Damn right it is. Thinly slice these bad boys up. Set aside. And let's prepare our thin vermicelli noodles. I think that's why a lot of people like this dish. The noodles, delicate and thin, texture, greatness. Boil them up, rinse in cold water. Boil up our shrimps, about a minute, minute and a half. Rinse, set aside. Here we got our fine shrimp paste, aka mamruk. Get that in with some water and just dissolve it. And this will be our last umami bomb seasoning for our broth. Get that in there. Bring everything up to a boil, please. And it's time, everybody, to serve vermicelli noodles in slices of jia in our peeled shrimp with the tail on, so it look pretty, honey. Add that pork bone greatness. Hit it with some onion whites, sliced onions, cilantro. And the time is now. Look at those beautiful red tomatoes and chunks of that crab and pork meatball goodness. Such a light and clean broth. And you know we gotta make our side sauces. So more mamruk, some garlic sambal. You could use fresh chilies here. Lime juice. And this is our sauce to add more into our broth. And we got some beautiful perilla leaves here, that green and purple color. Take the leaves off and give it a rough chop and set it aside, along with our bean sprouts, lime, and look at that beautiful bowl of bún riêu. Keeping it real, pretty. Speaking of pretty, this is Kim enjoying her bowl, adding that extra umami bomb sauce with all the garnishes, all the love, all the happiness and joy. Special request from a few weeks ago, and I finally got to make it. And as always, everybody, thank you for watching.